Hello, my name is Ed Sherman. I'm a divorce attorney and have been one for over 40 years. And I'd like to discuss with you the petition to a divorce, how you file a petition, and the paperwork that's involved in getting a divorce. Now, if you can't read this on your smartphone, if you happen to be looking at it there, go to my website, NoloDivorce.com, go to the reading room, and you can download the illustration Legal Divorce, and you can print it out. Now, every divorce starts when you file a petition in court. In some states, the petition is called a complaint. And every divorce ends when you get a judgment. In some states, that's called a decree. But how you get from the petition to the judgment makes all the difference in the world. The difference between a relatively easy, unopposed case where you just need to do some paperwork and red tape and get your judgment, or a nightmare fought out in court, a battle that can undermine your financial and your emotional future. That doesn't have to happen to you, and I'm going to show you how to avoid that. Now you see up here, these are the relatively easy cases. These are the uncontested divorce cases where your spouse does not oppose you in court. That can happen in one of two different situations, where your spouse just is long gone, doesn't care, or there's not enough to bother coming to court about, or where the two of you have been able to sit down and work out, negotiate, or mediate a written marital settlement agreement, in which case the case is completely over except for the paperwork and the red tape. And the paperwork is relatively simple and limited. First, you have to prove to the court in a sworn document that the petition was served, handed to, delivered to the other side. Then, after 30 days with no response being filed, you file a document that says, hey, this case is uncontested. And then after that, all you have to do is bring in a package of paperwork that shows the court what property you have, what your income and expenses are on both sides, if you know the other side, what children you have, minor children, if any, and what orders you want. You have a proposed judgment that you would like the judge to sign, and that's all the paperwork there is when you do these uncontested cases. Now, when there's an attorney on one side or the other, usually your case ends up going into court, which is where all of the trouble and all of the expense and all of the time comes in. These things can drag on for years when they're fought out in court. And I'm not going to go into the paperwork that can occur in a contested case, because the attorney handles it in any case, and because there's a lot of it. You have pretrial motions and orders to show cause. You have a lot of discovery where you get information under oath and in depositions, and so on and so on and so forth, pretrial conferences and trials. So we're not going to go through all of that. What I'm going to tell you about is that you don't have to end up with a contested case. Almost nobody does. If you get my book, Make Any Divorce Better, this book shows you all of the things you can do to avoid having a contested battle. It shows you how to talk to your spouse in a way that reduces conflict, solves problems, and lays the groundwork for a successful negotiation or mediation. It shows you how to, in every step, very specifically, how to handle your divorce in the way that avoids having your problems solved in court, which is what you really want. When you get onto the uncontested track, there are two books you need to know about. How to Do Your Own Divorce in California, which has been a bestseller for over 30 or 40 years. And millions of people, 1 million people at least, have gotten their divorces using this book. So can you. It tells you about all of the laws of the state that affect your case, your money, your property, your children. It gives you guidance on how to make decisions. And it shows you all of the paperwork and step-by-step how to fill it out. And the same thing is true for Texas. Now, I apologize to all of you who live in the other 48 states that I didn't do a book for you too, but what I did do is I prepared a 6-page article that's in my reading room at my website, NoloDivorce.com. Go there and get the article, How to Do Your Own Divorce. And it shows you, no matter what state you live in, all of the things you go through and how you do it to find out what the laws are and make your decisions, and how you get into an uncontested case. And it also, there's an article in the reading room that you should look at called How to Learn About the law in your state. So if you follow the advice that I give you in my books, and especially the book Make Any Divorce Better, I promise you that things will go much more smoothly, take less time, be less painful, and you'll be much better off for it.